Now we're going live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages.
Welcome to Deep South Homestead, where anything is possible, right?
What just happened?
I don't know, but you better be putting our stuff back.
Hold on.
You loading something else. Don't click us out.
I ain't fixing
Hold on. No, we don't need that. Move your hands. Y'all, he's going to lose that
Oh,
hand.
the icons went away.
No, it's right here. We got to find where we at. Oh, no.
Oh, yo, you hit YouTube.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
You don't want YouTube.
No, don't click it out.
You got to hit this one right here.
All right, y'all talk to him because he's bugging me. That is that one. Did he click us off or are we still here? I got to go find us.
Oh.
I don't know what you hit because it ain't there.
I hit that right there.
I know, and you clicked us off.
I clicked that.
Okay, so now I got to go find us. Y'all gonna have to just stand still. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. We're at one of those times where we're just sitting here, just enjoying ourselves, and you know how computers are. You click one thing you've always clicked, and then all of a sudden it doesn't do what you're supposed to do.
Never.
Never, 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 ever.
So I'm having to find us because Danny clicked us all over the place into La La
Yeah.
Land. I don't know where we at. Y'all, I don't know if I clicked this. I know we're live, but I don't know where my...
Do-do-do-do-do.
Okay.
You got to create. There you go.
I think somewhere along the line we got to find a... No. All right, talk to these people and you don't watch me.
Yeah, I'm
'cause
sitting here.
Sure
There where it says go live. There we go.
these people going to wonder why you talking to me and not them.
Yeah, well,
Just
I'm
talk to
sitting
them.
here. Well, there is nothing to talk about because I can't see the chat. I don't know
You
what
got plenty to talk about.
We have had one wonderful day today, guys. It was been just unreal.
Okay. Don't
Yes.
touch it. Don't touch it.
Yes.
I'm going to do him like, keep going.
Yeah, and I can see it.
All right, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Do the pop out now.
All right, Lippy, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
He's so totally bumfuzzled, he can't even think he hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I didn't actually hit the wrong button. I hit the right button and just did the wrong thing. I always do this every week, you know?
Well, the button done something stupid. That's just all there is to it.
We're being hacked by Russia.
We have Hunter Biden's laptop.
I know it.
I mean, if we didn't have his laptop, that would, you know.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I think we're reasonably close to being crazy.
Hello, Jennifer.
Happy
birthday. Hello, everybody. Tell Jennifer Johnson happy birthday. Today's her birthday.
All right. Do y'all see us? Do you hear us? Do y'all even know that we're having issues?
I don't think they care.
The Potter and the Marine says we need help with an install on the greenhouse. Well, we got videos.
We got a whole pile of videos. I mean, what kind of help you need?
Send an email or ask a question here.
Yeah.
All right, I know all y'all was expecting Miss Lippy to be here tonight.
Well, that's true.
And
Technically, she's in the chat. She's just not here.
she was supposed to be here. She was here. But
She was
had
here
to
this
leave.
morning.
She had to leave. She was supposed to be here till Monday, and she had something come up unexpected and had to rush back home. And we got in half her stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we squeezed in a lot of stuff in 24 hours. So they're saying happy birthday, Jennifer.
Yeah.
I cannot hear you. Anyone else have the same problem? Obviously they do hear us. Paula, maybe you need to take your sound up or something. I don't know. All right.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's
Can
feeling
you
happy.
plant and keep raspberries in a large container? Yes, we have
Yes,
raspberries.
we have raspberries in large containers, yes. Jennifer says, Daddy, the older I get, that means the older you're getting.
He didn't tell how old she was.
No, and I'm not going to.
Because that means you're a lot older.
That means I'm really old.
At least 20 years older.
Or older.
How old were you when she was born? 21?
I was around
22?
I was around 19, 20. Yeah, somewhere in there.
19 or 20?
Yeah.
So you're 20 years
I
older.
was 20
than her.
years older than her, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody
How's the
says
new baby calf?
the new baby calf is doing just fantastic. Today, Minnie just today has started kind of backing off about being so protective over it, because it's been where if I went in to feed her in the milking stall, if that baby moved the least bit, son, she's jerking her head back out of it, and she was coming back out of it looking for that baby. And today was the first day I went in there to feed her that I could actually pet and play with the baby, and she didn't try to jump and come out of the stall or something like that. So she's doing good.
Yeah, and Miss Lippy wanted to coax the baby up yesterday, and the closer she tried to get it to come, Mama was way off over by the pond, and the baby was interested in Miss Lippy, but as he came closer, Max would ease up. Mama raised her head up and looked, and she made that and that baby took off and went with Mama. He ain't coming. And Mama took him and went the other way. We couldn't play with him. Do y'all use David the good
swamp water for fertilizing? No, we don't. We have too much to plant, to be honest with you. We have to use equipment to plant. We can't just go along and hand plant everything we do. It's just too much.
And we get rain enough that we don't water anything in the garden, but we use, we have our pond and we can use it, which would be kind of the equivalent to swamp water, wouldn't it?
It is kind of. How often do we feed our fish? We used to feed them when we first put them in the pond. We fed them every other day. But now I'm down to about once a week, and I probably should feed them a little bit more than that. But guys, the catfish is already like 3 pounds or plus. And in the back pond back here, the brim are just like this big. They're just big old huge brim, barely fit in your hands. So they're getting plenty to eat.
Nanny Joyce says, thank you for, double thanks for everything. We sent Nanny Joyce a supply of stuff to keep her busy.
We did. We gave her a bunch of pecans, and we gave her thread, spools of thread, and we was going to load her up with a bunch more stuff, but Miss Lippy had to actually leave out pretty quick today.
We didn't get time to just go through everything we wanted to send, so maybe in the future we send in Nanny Joyce some more stuff.
Full of Hope says, what about comfrey for fertilizers? Comfrey's fine if you're doing raised beds or containers or something like that.
Chop and drop.
You can or you do the chop and drop. But we're planting in fields, and you can't hardly do that in the field. I mean, there's just not enough of it.
How many sweet potato slips how many sweet potato slips? I can't even talk. Could I plant?
In one cattle mineral tub?
You plant
2.
Oh, slips.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Don't put over 2 in there, you'll regret it. I mean, actually 1, but you could squeeze in 2.
Carrie's home. Danny's daughter had surgery. The other daughter, Carrie.
Yeah, my other daughter had gallbladder removed this yesterday. Or was it the day before yesterday now? My time flies away with me. We've had so much going on. And she's come through surgery well, at home, doing good. I'm glad to hear that.
Never enough time. I didn't get to catch all of hers, but she was asking for prayer, I think, for her husband. So I think she was fixing to have to go, but she did pop in. So if you can remember, never enough time later.
Can you plant strawberry seeds from store-bought strawberries? We don't plant seeds at all. We just do the plants. If you plant seeds, it just takes too long to worry with them. We just plant the plants. You know, that's all. We don't even fool with seeds.
And I take the babies every year and replant, move them, and it just makes more. One plant will turn into 3 or 4 if you do it right.
Lots of people around here, as farms are closing, they're saying it's just awful. Grandma says, yeah, we're seeing a lot of that. As a matter of fact, the government is paying farmers not to plant their fields now.
And Miss Starla's in here, and in a little bit we're going to do a giveaway. Miss Starla, it's Wagon Hollow Homestead, sent something this week, and if you saw the thumbnail, you're kind of getting an idea. But in a little bit, we're going to do a giveaway. And we're going to be able to help quite a few people.
We're going to be able to help quite a few people tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Darla. Thanks to your lard video, I made my first batch today. Came out wonderful. That's Connie.
Connie, yeah.
And Miss Brenda, you want to tell them a little bit without giving my video away, but we processed that this week.
Yep, we took our, we had a friend come over and actually eradicated our pig for us. and took it off to another neighbor's house, and they actually desecrated it and everything for us and hung it in a cooler over there. And then we went over the day of the severe weather coming in. We went over that morning early and took it out of the cooler and actually worked with a whole team of people. We got a video coming up about this, and actually got it processed and got back home before the weather got too bad, and was able to do it. And Ms. Brenda,
we left her.
We left them
roast pork chops.
Yeah, roast pork chops and plenty of fat.
And she rendered it out today.
She rendered the fat down today, and she talked about, oh, what a beautiful job it did rendering out.
It was so white, she said. So I thought that was nice. We hadn't rendered anything. We've been busy. We've been running all week, and so that was. Let me have my notes system over here.
Okay.
But yeah, Bryce and Barrett helped us. I think we told last weekend that Bryce and Barrett helped with that, and then Mr. Al and Miss Brenda, and y'all. We had a fantastic time over there, and I'm gonna put up a clip sometime this next week of the processing, but not really the whole thing. It wasn't the desecrating stuff, only processing the meat and getting it into the freezer.
Yeah, I've seen someone came through here just saying, I've seen it 2 or 3 times, said their fruit trees are splitting down the trunks, and they live by, I think I want to say they said live by farmers or commercial farmers or something like that. I've never heard of anything like that happening. I've never heard of trees just splitting down the trunks. I don't know what to tell you about that. Jennifer Brown. And I don't know if she's talking about they're loaded with, well, they ain't loaded with fruit because it hasn't.
No. Jennifer asked, how do we do through the storms? We didn't even really have any problems.
We just rained here. I mean, we got 1 inch of rain. That's how much rain we got, which is hardly nothing for us here in the deep south. But
the wind was up all day.
Yeah.
That night for about 1 hour when they predicted tornadoes in the area, we went to the cellar for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And it just kind of rained and the wind blew. That was it. And the tornadoes were further away from here than, they weren't right in the area. So.
Yes, we Homestead and Pastor. This morning I got up and I told Wanda, I said, or it was yesterday. Yesterday I told her, I said, look at the skies and the chemtrails. I mean, it was beautiful, and then all of a sudden they started chemtrailing up, and I told them, I said, it's fixing to rain or do something. And we got up this morning and there was thunder and rain showers around, and
it didn't really rain.
Never really rained though, but we could hear it thundering and stuff like that.
Let me answer this one. Since your harvest right is in the she shed, have you had any problems due to humidity? I don't freeze dry when it's humid. I tried that to start with, and it freeze dries fine. I have no problem with that. It's getting it out of the freeze dryer into bags without it getting humid and start absorbing water, because the minute you take it out of the freeze dryer, if there's moisture in the air, you hear it start popping, which means it's absorbing moisture already. And so I wait till it's a dry day. Like if I know tomorrow's going to be a really good dry day and I've got my stuff in the freezer, I go start it tonight and I take it out tomorrow or the next morning. And I usually do things when it's not humid. I learned the hard way, because I lost a couple of things taking it out during when it was raining outside or something, and I'd go from one room to the other, and just that much of a transition, it would absorb moisture.
Yeah, so we got the pig all processed out. I mean, got that taken care of. Now we're not completely through, because technically tomorrow we have to smoke bacon again, and then
we have to render lard.
We got to render down lard. I've got a ton more bacon in the freezer. I got to take out and get it cured to be smoked.
And then I've got a can.
And then we got to can a bunch, because we still have 2 yearlings. It's got to go to the butcher.
Yeah. And then we have 40 meat birds.
Yes, we got.
And 3 meat turkeys.
We got 3 meat turkeys and 40 meat birds. Yes.
And then we have the chickens that we're down in, probably about 8 to 10 just regular chickens. So y'all, we're gonna have meat. I just promise you, we're gonna have meat.
We'll have plenty of meat. We got enough. Yeah, Lippy tried the bacon that I made this morning, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" She said, "This is the best bacon in the world." You know.
Yeah, and y'all, Miss Lippy is on the podcast. If y'all have not listened to any of the podcasts, this was her first time last night being on a podcast. She and Danny sat down and did a great talk, and it is on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio. I mean, anywhere you listen to podcast, and it's also on our website, and we also in our description of most of our videos have it listed on the Libsyn website. We have all of it listed, so there's ways for you to hear the podcast, and y'all will enjoy Danny and Lippy, I promise you.
What kind of meat chickens do we have? Hudson says we have the Cornish cross. And the turkeys are the broad-breasted whites. Now, we had 15 of them, but they got held up an extra day getting here, and then most of them died except 3.
Yeah.
Are we raising the meat birds in chicken tractors? No, we actually have them in a building right now because it's still, guys, believe it or not, it's still cold here in the mornings. And now it warms up during the day. Got to get up to 75, you know. And
Lippy had a fit this morning. She got up. And she started out the door and she goes, "Ooh, it's cold." So she went back in and got her jacket, and we went out to the greenhouse, and she said, "Man, it's colder here than it feels like it's." And she's in northern Louisiana, and northwest
Louisiana.
And so she said, "Man, I can't believe how cool it is this morning." I said, "Well, in about 10-15 minutes, you'll be taking that jacket off. It's going to be hot." And sure enough, she was coming out of it. She says, "I can't believe how fast it warms up." And I said, "Yeah."
Oh, Tommy says, when are we going to see the Farmall tractor back at work? When do we have the video?
I am going to be putting it up soon. I've got Miss Lippy helped Danny plant sweet potatoes.
Yep.
So the Farmall tractor is going to be in that video. I'm not going to promise you what day, because Wanda hadn't, it's according to what Danny needs me to do tomorrow. And if I get things, we smoking bacon. That's right.
Smoking bacon tomorrow.
I might get some editing done while he's smoking bacon. And I've got the one with, I generalized video with Miss Lippy. And then I've got the smoking, the one with the sweet potatoes. I've got a video on the meat. What else? The one on the, what else have I got?
I don't know. All I do is stay behind the camera most of the time. I don't even know what I don't even know, man. My life is just like always behind the camera somewhere. I'm just always filming stuff, and then I get behind in editing, because this week we've actually been gone most of this week because we went over to Mr. Al and Miss Brenda's twice this week. And then Lippy was here yesterday, and this morning we were so that's 4 days that we were out of pocket. And then Friday we went to town, which threw us out of pocket. And y'all, I'm behind. We actually planted our corn. When did I plant that corn? 2 days ago? Yeah.
No, it was like Wednesday or Thursday. Well, today's Saturday. Yeah, 2 to 3 days ago.
2 to 3 days ago I planted the corn, yeah. And guys, look, it's already up. Where's my hand? It's already up about that tall. I mean, so it's coming along pretty fast. Do I have a building manual for the smoker? No, but I got a lot of YouTube videos on it. You can go to watch the YouTube videos. Ms. Lippy says, y'all have no clue.
She says, I have no clue what was
that. This is true.
I've got her out in the greenhouses. And she's supposed to do an unboxing. Y'all know what the Beverly Hillbillies look like going through? Well, she's not a Beverly Hillbilly. She's a Homestead Hillbilly, because her back of her car was just jam-packed.
Somebody wants to know, do we have a video on the recipe on doing the bacon? Didn't we do a video on this?
Yes.
Yes, we have.
It's called...
Oh, what's it called? Making bacon?
Bacon with...
bacon with no...
I think it says bacon with salt and brown sugar. Or
no nitrites.
No nitrites. Something in the title.
Something like that. Grab me that thing right there while I'm sitting here.
I ain't done that video either. That's the videos coming up.
Okay, that's the other videos coming up. I have something here I need some help on, okay?
Explain a little bit without giving my video.
I'm not going to give you video away, but
I need what you got.
I need some help on something, guys. I actually found my Farmall Cub planter. It was a 172 planter. I actually found one in mint condition that had hardly ever been used. Mr. Billy and Justin was able to get it in Tennessee for me and ship it to me. We have a video coming up about that. But when it got here, there's parts in it that
Danny's failed to find
I have failed
anywhere.
to find anywhere on the internet, period, that came with it. Now, I have the manuals for this 172 planter, and this part is not in the manual anywhere. I have been on every video, everything on the internet I can find. I'm trying to find out why this even came with it and what it is. And if there's somebody out there that can use it, I would be more than happy to sell it to you if I don't need it.
But first, you got to know if he needs it. Somebody wants to know, when will you plant sugar cane? Ours is already planted. We planted in October.
You plant sugar cane in the fall. You never plant it in the spring. It's always in the fall.
Okay, now show them what it is.
Okay, here it is. If I can get this all on the... I got to figure out.
Back up.
I got to back up. Here it is right here.
It looks like a snowshoe.
It looks like a snowshoe. It came with my planter.
Turn it over.
It's very smooth on the bottom. You know, I mean, it's painted exactly the same color as the planter's painted. You know, the international blue. But I'm telling you guys, this thing don't fit that planter nowhere, and I ain't found it in the manual nowhere or nothing like that.
But it looks like it would be to split a row and, and level it out. Where
it's made to run in front of something, and it's got this groove down through the middle of it here where that knife blade thing on the planter goes in it. But there's no bolt holes on my planter that lines up with this. As a matter of fact, the man who sent it said, I'm sending you some parts that I don't know why.
Where they were even with it.
Why they're even with this planter. He said, I'm an old man who sells tractor parts, and I've never seen this with a Farmall planter or any of these planters.
I mean, it looks like it goes with it, but maybe you've got to have a bar in here, is what it looks like to me, that would attach to something here.
It is made out of, is it steel or iron? Steel and iron are the same thing, Darlene.
It's very heavy.
It's very heavy. It's made out of spring steel or something like that. It
does look like a sewing machine.
Yeah, it looks like the foot thing on when you flop it down on a sewing machine, you know?
Only it's like 10 times, 20 times bigger.
Timothy said this is called a bedding plate.
Okay.
But it doesn't fit my planter. What does it fit? I mean, what kind of planter does it fit?
Or what? How do we hook it up?
Or if it fits mine, how does it fit it, and where does it? I mean, how does it hook up? I mean, I have absolutely no clue.
If you have any idea, send it to deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com. Any information is appreciated, and if you got pictures and you find pictures, maybe we need to look up bedding plow. We didn't think of that.
Dee says, Donald says it looks somewhat like a skidder. I mean, we've thought about everything in the world.
Yeah.
I have looked at I've looked all over the internet. I have not found it.
All right. Kansas Terry says it tamps down the soil. See, that makes sense. But I mean, I just don't know how to get it on there.
I don't know. It doesn't fit. No bolt hole.
We looked and looked. So something to do tamping soil or bedding plow. I don't know.
It's not homemade. It is factory made.
Yeah, it is a factory deal. Yeah, the presser foot for a sewing machine. That's what it looks like, only it's a giant. You can hook it to a mule. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know how you do that either.
That is a Model T sled for the front wheel in the snow.
See, I'm wondering, the only thing we found was something you ride on and you put the seed and stuff and it goes behind horses, and it had two of those that looked like that, only bigger than this. There were two of them on that
Kansas
thing.
Terry says DH says it goes on a corn planter. Well, that's what I bought, was a corn planter, but I can't figure out.
The manual doesn't even show it.
I have the manuals for my planter, and it's not in the manual anywhere.
You tie it to your boot and grab a rope and have one to pull it out. I doubt it. That would be a fun sled ride. All right.
It's an oyster shucker. Oh, man.
Okay. Now, what time is it? 8:30. We're going to go ahead and do our giveaway so our
it's
moderators
a whatchamacallit. There you go.
I call it a whatchamacallit.
That's exactly what we call it.
So our moderators have time before we get off to figure out who wins and get us some people that won before we get off. All right, Miss Starla, she's in the chat here, sent us a huge box of seeds. And she told us we could use them for giveaways on Saturday night and stuff like that. So what I did, I made up packets. And I made 6 of them up for tonight. And there's I don't know, I didn't count. You can see there's a lot of packets of seeds here. And what I did, I put tomatoes, peppers, lettuce, flowers, beans, let's see what else. Cucumbers.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a package of you can grow for the year. And so there's 6 of these packages. And I've sent several of my moderators the numbers that I wrote on each of these packages. They're in between 100 and 200. So when I say go, you guys are going to put up a number between 100 and 200. And then we're going to continue talking. And the moderators will figure out who won because they already have the numbers. And then in about 10-15 minutes, we'll ask them to post who they got together with and won these seeds. And I'll send them out next week. So, you ready?
This is your monkey now.
I thought you was going to say go.
I ain't. No, I'm not even. I'm sitting here reading what's going through this chat here. You just keep talking. Whatever you want to do here.
Okay. So, if you want a pack of seeds, between 100, 200, type in numbers.
There's enough seeds in this right here to keep you survived for most of a year.
I would say if you can grow these seeds, you will eat. I promise you. Am I being ignored?
No, nobody's being ignored. We're just
no. All right, y'all. They already going. So the moderators is gonna see who won, and I'm gonna say okay. We can stop anytime. I guess I just let them go. All right, so the moderator's going to check for that. But we thought Miss Darla did a great job sending us these. And we're going to share with at least 6 people today. And then we still have seeds because she sent us a lot of seeds.
Now, wait a minute. Are they doing the numbers right?
No, between 100 and 200. I said that one time. They're doing the wrong numbers. 100 to 200. It's got to be in the 200 whatever. 200 something. So y'all got to change your numbers. All of you that's below 100.
No. Ain't anybody below 100 has to change it.
Anybody below... No, between 2 and 300. I'm sorry. What number did I put on there? Y'all start again. Between 2 and 300. Never mind. Yeah, y'all. I messed my own self up.
Because I looked at the package and I go, the numbers ain't matching the package.
Y'all, I'm tired. Between 200 and 300, just start again. Y'all just have fun with these numbers. Hey, YouTube's going to put us in a giant algorithm because we got all these people shooting numbers. I did that on purpose. Yeah, now the numbers are matching.
Now the numbers look like they're matching.
All right. I can see Lippy's mind.
Poor Miss Lippy. I mean, I'm not a cracker box genius at this, and I'm sitting here looking, going, that ain't right.
Oh, Miss Lippy, I'm sorry. It'll take y'all till 10 o'clock to figure this out. Okay, stop. Okay, no more. That gives them enough to find the numbers, because that's going to take them a while, I promise y'all, and then we'll send out seeds. Stop.
It's getting faster.
I know, but it's just delayed reaction. All right, I got to go turn some heat off, y'all. Now, you can talk about something else for a minute.
I'm going to tell you now, that was just funny right there. I kept looking at Miss Wanda's thing there, and I'm going like, that ain't the number that's going to match on that. No way. Not a real point. Jan, that is hilarious. I agree.
What did she say? She thought
Okay.
Okay, they kind of
Let's
slow
just
down.
slow it down. Slow it down. It's still going though, man. Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
take a breath. Breathe.
Did my hammer mill screens ever come in? Yes, they did come in.
We hadn't tried them yet.
We haven't tried them, that's true. We're waiting on Mr. Billy's meal. Not Mr. Billy's, Mr. Justin's meal. I'm trying to save up. I need to mention, y'all need to go over to Metcalf Mill and Mr. Justin. They have got a fundraiser going over there now.
Kickstarter.
It's called a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Basically, to help give him enough finances to get this thing up off the ground and get it running, so that he can start getting these meals produced pretty quick.
He's hoping to be at. Now, Billy, I think, is in the chat, and Justin, if they would post where they're going to be the end of April. A lot of people were really confused. They thought they were going to be at one place, and they're not.
Yeah,
this
but
place,
that's a limited. Not just anybody.
Limited.
It's limited. Not anybody can just go to this thing now.
Yeah, you can't just show up. You have to buy tickets, and if they'll post where it's at and what the name of it is, I think they said they limit 800 people.
Yeah,
I think there was a limit of 800 people, and so you have to get with Billy at Permapastures Farm or Justin at Metcalf Mills. And he's hoping to have his meal ready and show what it does. Thank you, Danny and Wanda. You're welcome.
Guys, y'all go over and donate to this, please, because
it is a
this is a Kickstarter. It is a very worthy cause. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's just $5, $10, $20. I mean, $100, wherever you think you can donate to help get this thing going. Because, guys, if you know what's going over in the breadbasket of the world of Ukraine, there's not going to be any corn for anybody.
You're going to have to raise your own.
You're going to have to raise your own. You're going to have to grind your own. And if there's people out there who don't mind helping out their community like I'm going to be doing, I've got certain friends I've already told, look, when you get your corn done, and when I get this mill here, you can come grind it. I don't have a problem. Now, I will be using a separate mill to grind wheat and stuff like that because I have a gluten issue. I've got another mill that we'll be using for that. But, guys, if you can help your community, then please, if you can afford to purchase one of these when they get going, you need to purchase one of them. And you need to help your community out. Or if you've got a large family or whatever.
Okay, Lippy's saying, please start over. Okay, she's going to make me do this again so they can find it because the numbers were not matching. I said the wrong thing. So, stop. Okay, for Miss Lippy's sake, we're going to do between 200 and 300. It's got to be 200 and something. So start with 200 and something. Go. We're going to give you just a couple of seconds. Go. 200 to 300. Not above 300. Not below 300.
I got to get these questions now.
Okay.
Guys, I don't know what it's going to end up costing yet. Mr. Justin really hasn't told me. I don't think Justin actually knows.
Yeah.
Just simply because he's got to get these things manufactured yet, and that's what the Kickstarter is for, is to get these things up and get them manufactured, get them running to see what the cost is going to be so that, so that we can get these things out there. Because I'm going to tell you, I mean, it may seem like a long ways off, but my corn's already up this tall. And
All right, y'all stop.
We can start... I mean, I'm going to say probably in 150 days, I'll be grinding corn.
Well, it's got to dry now.
I mean, that's probably
you saying that it would be dry?
Between 150 and 160 days, my corn will probably be dry. And that sounds like a long ways off, but when you start figuring about a mill that's just getting off the ground and running and you need to get an order in, that's not that far away.
Tell them to stop. Y'all
okay,
stop.
y'all, Mr. Billy just put the Kickstarter thing in here.
But you got to hold up and let it stop, and then Billy put the Kickstarter again. just leave it?
Yeah, Billy, throw the Kickstarter back in there again, man.
It's getting lost in the numbers.
It's getting lost all up in all these numbers.
All right, now what kind of corn did you plant?
I planted Danny corn. The corn that I created probably now it's been close to 30 years ago.
I can't see. Lippy said something. You'll have to post again, Lippy.
You know, so that's what we plant now. Danny corn. I don't have any to sell right now because we sold out last year. And it's going to depend on if we have any to sell this year. It's going to depend on the weather and, you know, these storms that we've been having. Is the mill non-electric? It can be non-electric. The one I'm going to be using is going to have a PTO-driven belt system off the back of my Cub tractor. It can run off of a PTO shaft, or it can be run off of an electric motor.
Yep.
Can you grind and eat corn from Tractor Supply meant for cows? No, that's GMO corn. I would not do it.
Okay, somebody wants to know what makes Danny corn.
What makes Danny corn different is I bred it up myself. It is a dent corn. I originally bred it for cows because the corn you buy in the store is too hard on the cow's teeth because it's like beads of glass or gravel. It's just that hard. So I bred up a corn that is a lot softer than other corn. And then
explain that process real quickly. How you
can't explain that to somebody on here. Yeah, well, that's a very long process in breeding corn. But anyway, I had some people test it. I've tested it for cornmeal, corn flour, and stuff like that, and actually it has surpassed other corns in taste, texture, and everything. So it's really a good one. Now, Mr. Billy just put up the Kickstarter thing there. Guys, go check that link out.
Yeah, you can just click on it.
And donate. Help them get this thing going. I mean, Wanda and I's already donated, and we're excited to see this thing up and going because I want to be one of his first customers to get one. And I want to put this thing up and have it working because I don't think we have that much time.
We do not use Danny corn for chicken feed unless it's the bad kernels.
We pick out the bad kernels and give them to the chickens. That's all we do because it's too valuable.
Yeah. Let me see what else.
I've never planted candy corn. I've heard of it, but I've never planted it.
We planted.
Can I use pine needles in my garden?
I planted some one year, and we got a few. Remember, I planted it where you have the sweet, sugar cane.
Yeah, but the possums got most of it.
Something happened to it.
Yeah. Someone want to know if they can use pine needles in their garden. I would not, because they don't decay fast enough. Now leaves or something like that. Yes. Danny, I said you should do a video on how to save seeds. I have a whole bunch of videos on how to save seeds. You just got to go back through the playlist and look.
Is 7 acres of planted wheat enough for a family of 4 for a year?
Right. 7 acres, it depends on how many bushels an acre you're getting from it. If you're getting like 20 bushels an acre, you might have enough. You're going to be running close. Let me just put it that way. It'll be real close.
Thank you for the super chat that were asking, have you ever seen a white Dexter bull? They saw one in a video or a picture.
No, I've seen a white buffalo, but I've never seen a white Dexter bull.
Do you think Sand Gurus Save Soil movement? I don't know. I've not heard of that.
What is special about Danny corn?
It's simply Danny's.
It's my corn. It's been bred to make the best cornmeal that's out there. It's really good for animals. It's not hard on cows' teeth and all that like store-bought corn is.
Okay, one reason we are getting more people putting up numbers, people click in and it's a delayed reaction. It's according to where they click in and they hear us say, throw up a number, and that's what they're doing. So it's not that people aren't listening, it's they're further behind in the video when they clicked in. So y'all just be patient because it's according to what part of the video they clicked into.
Yeah, somebody was asking, can you use pine shavings from Tractor Supply in the garden? You can, but what you're going to do is, if you put pine shavings, if you put any kind of mulch or any kind of wood in the garden, it's going to deplete your soil of nitrogen. You're going to have to really ramp the nitrogen up.
Yeah. We, about 4 years ago, I think, we did a collaboration with a lot of people on Danny corn, and we have people all over the United States plant Danny corn, subscribers and YouTube channels. And I have a video somewhere in the corn playlist that shows people from all over the United States in their Danny corn, and I mean, it's amazing.
It is amazing.
We were really shocked at how well it did everywhere.
Yeah, it's all over the United States. It's been tried to grow everywhere, and it has all the way from Minnesota to the Gulf Coast. It has been grown.
Okay, termites come in those bags too. Bags of corn in the thing. You can get there
in the wood shavings.
Oh,
in the wood shavings, you can get termites in them. Yes.
All right. Have you been fishing in your pond lately? We were going today. That was something that Lippy and I were going to do after lunch. And when she had to dart off, we didn't get to go fishing. So we just been kind of busy. But Danny's been twice in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And he caught 2 big cats.
Do I have any blueberries in the high tunnels? I have one that is a dwarf blueberry in the high tunnel, and it does really good.
Oh. We are getting some mulberries. Lippy and I got to eat mulberries yesterday.
Yeah.
And I forgot to check today.
I picked some and brought them into y'all yesterday.
You checked today?
Not today.
I forgot to. So we're going to have a few mulberries.
Okay. Georgia Garden Girl says, I love Danny corn. I grew it 12 foot tall, 3 ears per stalk. Yeah, it does really, really good. Now, that's a heavy nitrogen feeder, I'll tell you that. Yes. Where is a good source to buy wheat berries? Go to Permapasture Farms and ask Mr. Billy. Him and Mr. Justin, they literally found a place to get them.
Is lime good for sterilizing a lawn that was previously been covered with dog poop? Would lime neutralize it?
Lime is pretty good. Where can you get Danny corn seeds, Sarah? It's not available right now. We sold out last year, and depending on the weather this year will depend on whether we have any to sell.
Yeah, everybody's wanting Danny corn seeds. Not yet.
Not yet. You have to wait.
All right. I'm seeing people, those high aquaponic towers are great as I've no property. Are you talking about the Greenstocks?
Yeah.
Let me mention, Greenstocks is having free shipping this weekend, and it might go through next week. I don't know. But right now, Greenstock, if you were thinking of getting a planter, it is free shipping. So I just wanted to tell you that. On Crazy Days, I did an interview with Dirt Patch Heaven. Thank you, Lord Dorkington. I think that was right. And on Crazy Days, I sat down with Julianne from Dirt Patch Heaven. And if any of you don't know who Julianne is, she came about, was it 4 or 5 years ago? 4 years.
4 years ago.
She came at Christmas and spent 2 weeks with us. She went on to Florida for about a month. She came back through Mississippi and stayed another almost 2 weeks. And so we claim her as our YouTube child. She was the first person to ever recognize Deep South Homestead and throw us out with a shout out. And she probably helped further our channel really quick the first month that we were up. So that's on Crazy Days.
If you're going to give more of these away, you better be doing it.
No. All they got to do is find all 6 numbers. We were only doing the numbers.
Oh, okay. Only doing the numbers one time.
They have a list, and they just look for it.
I got you.
And
how will we know
when they find out who all 6 winners are, they'll tell me, and they'll put their names up. So
I got you.
Lippy, when you know who the 6 winners are, and you've looked over, you and Allison and Billy, whoever have confirmed it, then you can put a list of the winners up, and we'll try to catch it.
I mean, they're asking, is there a code for those Greenstalks?
Yes. Look in the description of our videos, and click that link, and that goes. That link is my link. So yeah.
Y'all are wanting to know what kind of fertilizers to use on all kind of apples, peaches, pears, plums, and all that kind of stuff. Any kind of fertilizer will do as long as it's not too high in nitrogen. You're going to want a lot of phosphorus in the soil and a lot of potassium. You're going to want to build some root systems before you begin to grow the leaves. If you put too much nitrogen, you'll start growing too many leaves on a tree and not have the root system for it.
Mima's Hippobilly Homestead wants to know where she can get I guess it's the Egyptian walking onions. If anybody has any, you guys tell her, hey, look, I got plenty. Danny and I had some, and we still have ours, but we don't have enough to get rid of right now.
Yeah. Do we grow apples in the Deep South? Yes. We grow apples in the Deep South. Only 3 varieties we've ever found that makes an apple here. That's the Anna, Ain Shamir, and Dorset Golden. Now, don't get that backward. Not the Golden Dorset, but the Dorset Golden.
That make a good apple, and they make them pretty religiously.
Yeah.
Now, there's some old-fashioned varieties that people may have on their homestead, old homesteads, because my dad had one that will make apples, but it made a little green apple. I mean, they kind of turned, but it wasn't huge. Thank you, Gerard. Thumbs up, everyone, he said. Do you store your dry beans in vacuum sealer bags? Yes and no. I do some in vacuum sealed bags, and then I have some just in jars. I just put them in jars and I vacuum seal them down. And then I have some sitting on my cabinet that are just quart jars that I open the lid, take out what I want, and then when I get it down, I fill it back up.
The Potter in Maine Homestead said, I've asked a question about 50 times. Are y'all seeing the question? I probably have, but when it's going this fast, when we're talking, we don't look at the screen when we're talking.
So you'll have to put it back up again.
It's not that we're trying to not see anybody. It's just simply we cannot see everything on the screen. It moves too fast on our end.
We'll try to catch it, but we see about every 10 to 12 things. Should high tunnels be facing eastwards, horizontally, or vertically?
Northeast, southwest is the direction for them. Somebody asked about the Anna. It was Anna, A-N-N-A, and Ain Shamir. These are both from Israel. That's the only other two.
And we are in Mississippi. We're 30 miles from the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Let's see.
Do we make leather breeches out of beans? Not really. We don't do that too often.
All right.
I'm trying to see where I'm at here.
Potter, you'll have to repost. I mean, we're trying to watch. We see that you said I'm done, but I don't see a question.
I haven't seen a question. You've got to keep reposting. It's not that we're trying to ignore anybody. I'll guarantee you there's been 50 other people in here done the same thing you've done, and we didn't see theirs.
Yeah. Ein Shamir. E-I-N, and then separate word, S-H-E-E-I-M-E-R. Yeah, it's got an I in it. M-E-R. All right.
What are the row spaces on the cub? Mine's 42 inches.
Right here.
Okay, let me freeze this.
Purlings.
Move your hand where I can freeze this thing.
Okay, now you messed it up.
Okay.
Right, our purlings.
Our purling packages were labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. We know you said 1 and 2 go together, but where does 3 and 4 go? We didn't hear you say. Which greenhouse are you talking about? Is that the
That would have to be the
Remington Solar?
The mini greenhouse. Because that's the only one that had numbers like that, I think.
There's 4 pieces per purling. I would have to, gosh, it's been a year since I put that thing together. Let's see. When you put it together, all your 1s go down one side, all your 2s go down one side, then all your 3s go down one side, then all your 4s go down one side. You just have to look at my video and forget about numbers and just look at my video and see how they all fit together. And that's the only thing I can tell you because I don't have the video in front of me to actually tell you.
Thank you, Twisted Ponies. They're asking a question.
What is the best ways to store large amounts of salt to keep it from turning to rock? We have ours in plastic totes, large plastic totes with lids that seal down in a room in the barn that does not get hot and humid.
Okay, with the Remington Solar. Now, Murray is supposed to have on the site or either message Remington Solar. They're supposed to have a really good video for showing how to put it together.
Yeah, because they found out. Yeah.
All right, Lippy's putting the winners. One is Blue Ridge Prepper 1, Northern Dig. So Lippy, write these down. Just message them to me. So
Yeah.
Blue Ridge Prepper 1, Northern Dig.
We got to have your email.
And you'll have to send the emails. Send your address to deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com. One winner is D.I. Ever who's in the chat as D.I. Send me your address. And if you do not send me your address by tomorrow night, then I'll consider you do not want them, and I will just send them to somebody else. So you have 24 hours to get me your address. All right, the next winner
is Melissa Hughes.
Yeah.
So Melissa, send us your email address.
Miss Starla's getting the 10 by 20 Remington.
Okay. Yeah, just go. You can call Remington Solar.
Yeah, Murray
is very helpful. If there is a question, Murray will walk you through it, because they actually rewrote some of it whenever they figured out there was some problems with it. They actually rewrote some of the stuff in it that we did.
He says, okay, they only show our video. Okay. I know he was supposed to have, did you get a packet? You should have got a packet that should have step-by-step directions too.
Okay.
There's David the Good.
Another winner is Lee Baum.
B-A-U-G-H.
Ballman.
Lee Baltman.
Yeah. Please send us your email, Lee.
Yeah.
David the Good said, of course I mixed it with 13 other varieties. Well, you won't be able to have true corn then. Well, it'll be corn, but it won't be true Danny corn.
What cord should I get for solar panels to reach several appliances inside?
Oh, man. You've got to have... Don't go less than a number 10 gauge wire. I'm going to tell you that. Just don't do it.
All right, another winner, Julie Cook and
Pam Webb.
Julie Cook and Pam Webb. All of you guys, send me your email, deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com, and send it before tomorrow night, because I have to have it so I can get everything packaged and out Monday.
Yes, the Potter of the Marine Homestead. Yes, I realize that they're using our video. He just told me that they actually tried to put one of them together and found out that they had a few problems, and they're going to make a few changes. Also, Violet Homestead, Georgia is another winner.
Okay, I will try to message Murray if I don't forget it and ask him why you did not get a manual in order to see how to put it together.
Yeah,
we'll ask that.
We'll ask him personally for you.
And if you will send me a email at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com so I can pass that information to him, because you should have gotten a manual. It's only 3 or 4, 5 pages. So
yeah.
It's not a big, thick manual anyways, but it should have been in there so you knew what you were doing.
Just make sure you send your email address to us, Pam.
What kind of water tank do you recommend for rainwater?
We just have the big totes, the big old white totes that I don't even know what comes in them, to be honest with you.
David the Good said the sugar cane we sent survived the frost, coming up strong. Good. You only just now discovered that you could feature channels? That's been on there a while, David. I can't say nothing. I'm just now figuring out how to do stuff too.
Oh man, somebody asked, do we have any wheat coming from here in the United States? If we do, it's very little, and it is loaded with chemicals. I'll go ahead and tell you that. I don't tell you right up front it's going to have Roundup in it. I can tell you that for a fact.
You will have to hunt for a good wheat. Now, somebody that eats wheat, Danny and I don't eat it. We're the wrong people to ask where to get good wheat. Ask Billy at Permapasture Farms where he's getting his, and what the ratio is. All right, Potter, thank you.
Wanda, the type of water tank I recommend is just one of these big old square white totes that you see sitting beside the road all the time, that's got the metal around the outside of them. But now, you've got to make sure of what was in that thing. Now, if you're going to use potable water and you're going to be drinking out of it, you need to get you a potable water tank then.
Oh, somebody asked, do we have any Wanda corn? It has always been a running joke. If you go back and watch our earlier videos, we had Danny corn and we had candy corn. Wanda has a collection in there of over 30-something varieties of candy corn. So if you want to make me happy, find a variety of candy corn I don't have.
How close can you erect high tunnels? Is it better to put them side by side or end to end? We put ours end to end so we can walk out the end of one and walk right into the end of another one.
But we also left a space because we had a fig tree there, and Danny didn't want to.
It's like 10 or 12 feet between them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fig tree's actually doing really well in between the two. What can we do for yellow jackets? Ooh.
Gasoline at night. Find out where they're going in and out of the ground and go out there after dark and take you about a Coca-Cola bottle full of gasoline and stick it over the hole and turn it upside down and dump it in the hole after dark, and then take your foot and kick some dirt over the hole right quick. Go back inside. There won't be any tomorrow.
Okay, somebody wants to see my shirt. Read what it says. I can't wait. Where's the thing? This is something Danny said a while back, and the lady done the shirt, and it says Deep South Homestead across the bottom. Danny said, I can't.
It's not a good time to be young. It's a good time to be old.
And what he meant by that was older people with knowledge, it's a good time for them to use their knowledge. It's not a good time to be young and not have any knowledge. So he was encouraging young people to talk to older people and get the knowledge they need.
Debunker also said that pecan hulls are extremely high in nitrogen. You know what, D, I've got a whole big wash tub full of hulls in here. I'll just take them out there and sprinkle them in the garden then.
What he's been doing is putting them on our hugelkultur bed for a while.
I have been, yeah.
He was adding them across it. And what else did you do with them? Do you use them for something?
I've been burning them in the fireplace because it makes a good fire.
And it smells good.
It smells so good.
Yeah, when we're at the cabin, he just takes them, when he finishes cracking some, he just pitches them up in the fire.
Yeah.
It makes a good hot fire.
Colleen Jones says, how to help dead soil? Organic matter. Start putting organic matter in dead soil. That's the best thing you can do.
How long would drinkable water last in a blue barrel?
Depends on if you keep it out of the sun. It probably lasts for quite some time.
What's good for mold and mildew on wood?
Bleach.
Yeah. Any update on the recent solar flare activity? It's coming in.
It's coming in. One of them's already came in. It came in on the 31st. We got another one coming on the... what was it, the 5th? Oh, I can't remember if it's the 5th, the 4th or the 5th, somewhere in there.
Okay, there's Ron. He said, do you grow any...
Goji berries. Nope, we don't grow goji berries.
Thank you, Ron. And David the Good was saying that you go read the old manuals on victory gardens. He said the old ways of gardening are the best. He said don't watch people on Pinterest or something.
What is your opinion of cattle panel greenhouses? If you live in the South, it's going to be tough.
Because they're not high enough.
They're not high enough to get rid of any kind of heat or anything like that. A regular greenhouse in the South is going to be kind of tough because you just can't get rid of the heat. That's the reason we went with high tunnels, is because you can roll the sides up on them. They're about 13, 14 feet high in the middle. You can get rid of that heat out of there, and it don't stay that hot in them.
We got vents at both ends, so that the vents are open, the sides is rolled up, and the air can flow. We have a way for air to flow. And a regular short high tunnel, you can grow in the winter. Them little, not a short high tunnel, a short tunnel, whatever. You can't grow well in the summer in those things.
Don't cook over pecan shells, though. Smoke quinine into your food and makes it toxic. I have heard that. I've never actually done any research on it to see if it's true or not, though.
There's Ultimate Acres. Good evening. Miss Wanda, do you want some ground cherry seeds? What is that? Is that the
Why would we want ground cherry seeds?
A
Because
lot of
cherry
people
seeds has arsenic in the pits of them. So.
No, not that. The ground cherries are like a tomato, but it's not a tomato.
Oh, you're talking about not grinding the actual seeds of a cherry, but
no,
the ground cherry. Actually, they were illegal.
the ground cherries that grow up is
Yeah, but
a
they
weed.
were. I know, but they were illegal in Mississippi up until.
Yeah, they grow
Just-
like weeds here, and people didn't like them.
Yeah,
They were outlawed for a while.
they were outlawed for a pretty
They're
good while.
probably okay now, but it would just get them started. How's the pig? Okay, he explained. We did take the pig.
The pig is now in the freezer.
Yeah, it's actually good.
He went to freezer camp.
Yeah, we did process him, and we'll have a video next week, maybe, sometime. Hopefully. What kind of greenhouse would you recommend for southwest Missouri? We get some mean storms here.
Well, you've got a neighbor who lives right up the road from you, Kevin and Sarah from Living Tradition, that's great friends of ours, and they got the high tunnels like we got, and theirs is doing just fine in the high winds.
Would a stainless steel tank be good for storing water in?
Yeah, if you got the money to afford one, that's gonna be the big issue.
Ground cherries are like tomatillos. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
they're
now.
just like tomatillos, but they're not as big as tomatillos.
When I was growing up, we killed them because our parents hated them in the gardens.
Danny, what's your thoughts on DE? We use DE on some things, but it's not that good on everything. We use it to worm animals with a lot, but worm chickens, you can worm your goats, and you can worm people with it if you use a food grade. But you know, it doesn't really kill that many insects. I'll say that, because if it gets damp and our humidity, it just
Everything
doesn't good.
gets damp. Yeah.
Is my knee getting any better? I can walk on my knee okay, but I can't bend my leg very far, so it's probably about the same.
What is a good old school book that teaches gardening? I bought an indoor garden tent. If you're gardening indoors, you're going to have a whole different variety of way to garden, because it is going to be very different from growing outside. And I tried that with some kind of little grow tent. It's totally different when you're growing inside in a grow tent type thing.
Hey Trey, yeah, we know it's Jennifer's birthday. We done all wished her a big birthday, a happy birthday.
Thoughts on recycling uses for restaurant-style walk-in freezers. She has access to 3. Well, actually,
whoa!
We're fixing to.
We're actually in the process of getting ready to try to put one up here in the near future. But I think it's a great deal. But now I'll tell you this: we're not using the freezing unit that come with them. We're going to use a cool bot with an AC unit in them.
Thank you. Time has begun.
You're both greatly appreciated, and may God bless you always. Thank you so much.
How do you store chicken eggs, and how long do they last? As long as I don't wash them, I leave them out. Now, I'm picky. I've heard people say they leave them out a long time. I do not leave mine on the counter more than 2 weeks. Usually less than 1 week. And then I wash my eggs and put them in the refrigerator, and we try to use them in less than 2 months. And I asked Lippy, I sent her home a bunch of eggs. I have freeze-dried eggs. I have put eggs in the freezer. How else? Oh, you've
done it a lot of ways. You freeze-dried,
I freeze-dried them raw. I freeze-dried them cooked. I've done all kinds of ways with eggs just to have eggs for the future.
Do we soak our corn before planting? No. I never soak corn before I plant it. It's going to come up in 2 or 3 days anyway. I take it straight out of the freezer and put it straight into the ground.
And it kind of shocks it.
And it shocks it real fast, and it comes up real quick. Laura, the new baby calf, is doing just fine.
Do you know of a good source for grow lights? Not really, just Amazon.
Hoss Tool has
Does he have some?
Yeah, we got some from them.
Yeah, but that's a whole kit. They're talking about.
We got them big old long ones from them.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
But you can get them on Amazon a lot cheaper than you can through anywhere else. So yeah.
And different varieties.
Lots of different varieties. Is neem oil good to get rid of white moss in the cabbage patch? I would use BT, Bacillus thuringiensis. It's a organic spray. It does a lot better. If you put oil down in the cabbage, it's just not going to be good.
How long does eggs last in the freezer? I think you're supposed to use them within 6 months.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
No, I think it's 6 months.
Is it 6 months?
Yeah, because I had some about a year because I didn't know how long they were going to... And I used them off and on, but I didn't use them regularly because we had fresh eggs. But yeah, I think that 6 months is a limit in a freezer for most things like that.
How long does it take once you put the potato in pot and soil to get slips? It took us about 4.5 weeks. And that's got to be 70 degrees or hotter. If it gets colder than 70 degrees, it's just going to take a lot longer.
Yeah. How long do you put the corn in the freezer?
I leave mine in there indefinitely, but if you want to just kill the bugs that's in it that eats it up, like the weevils and stuff, you put it in there for 2 weeks, take it out, spread it out, let it acclimate to room temperature, and then you can bag it up and put it in a plastic thing.
What does your feed supplier say about the supply of feed this summer? He's worried.
It's not looking good, let me put it that way. He's not sure about whether or not he's going to be able to keep any feed at all.
Okay, now, Prepped for Eternity said, any suggestion on a tool to use as a tiller for potatoes?
A hiller.
A hiller, okay, hiller.
Well, Donnie, it would be, they make a disc killer attachment you can pull behind a tractor for about $300. It's very simple. I have one of them. If you have any kind of a cultivator to go behind your tractor, you can use half shovels on it to throw dirt up to it. Or you can just use a hoe, or if you have a Hoss tool high arch wheel, hoe, you can use that to throw dirt up to them. There's a lot of different ways. I don't actually know what you have to work with.
Someone said they're getting confused about freeze-dried eggs. Hold on, let me see. Where did I see it? I'm right here. I'm becoming confused about freeze-drying eggs. A Facebook site is saying freeze-dried eggs only last a few months. Is that true? One of the first things I did was freeze-dry eggs, and I crushed them down into a powder. And we used some when our chickens, they were probably several months old.
Yeah.
And Danny would use them off and on when our chickens were not laying for a little while. And I freeze-dried a lot, and Jan's freeze-dried a lot. Not a real farm. Ask Jan, because she's freeze-dried a lot of eggs. But mine are still good. I still go in and check everything in my containers. And so far, the eggs have held really well, and it's been a year since I did the first ones.
Let's see.
All right, people, you can put your prayer request up.
Yeah, put your prayer request up. We've already reached our 9 o'clock. Boy, time flew by tonight. If I seal flour in a canning jar, how long will it last? If you do it right, it'll last indefinitely.
I would take and put it in what's called oven canning. I have a video on how to oven can flour.
Yeah, don't just vacuum can it now. You got to oven can it.
Oven canning flour is going to kill any insects or the larvae that would possibly be in there, because when Danny and I met and I come out here, he had put some flour in a cabinet in there, and it had been in there for a while because he just didn't use it that often. And all of a sudden I started having these little bugs coming out everywhere, and I could not figure out where they were coming from. And finally, when I figured it out, there was a thing of flour in one of the cabinets that hadn't been used in over a year, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
And so they will come out eventually, even though you don't think they will. So oven canning.
Can you recommend a good brand of manual grain grinder that doesn't cost an arm and a leg? What's the one we got in yonder that?
Victoria?
A Victoria.
It's the hand grind?
Yeah. It's called a Victoria.
I think it's Victoria or something.
It wasn't too expensive. I think it was like...
You're going to have to do the muscle thing.
It's going to take some arm power to do it now.
And they do make two different, remember
They make the two different hoppers to go on top of it. We got the large one and the small one.
No, I think one of them was, but the larger one was a more heavy-duty steel, too, than the little one.
Than the little one was.
Yeah. You just have to check, but it does a good job. And if
it does a good job, but you got to do it over and over and over in order to get what you want.
Yeah. All right.
It's better to freeze flour. That's fine as long as there's electricity. If there's no electricity, you're screwed.
Twisted Pony said, pray for her husband. He's in the hospital recovering from emergency surgery. Danny's daughter, Carrie, she had emergency surgery this week too. Somebody's saying we use the water glassing method. A lot of people use that for eggs, and they water glass, but I just prefer the way I'm doing it, and then we hope to just keep chickens laying eggs for the most part. So we have fresh 90% of the time. Joe
Mama wants us to pray for her hubby, so they didn't get good reports.
Okay. I know Miss Starla would want prayer for her husband too, and y'all thank Miss Starla too for the seeds. Miss Lippy's got some prayer requests there.
Brenda Arnold says, "Why do we have to tell every winner to email you their address? Am I the only one? Listen, because if we don't,
I don't know where to send them. If you don't send me,
so she's asking, why do we have to tell them to do it?
Because y'all would be surprised every time I have a giveaway and I tell them to email me the address. Usually, if I do 4 things, I get one person that sends me an address.
Yeah, we only get very few people send us their email address.
I hardly ever send out everything that people win because they don't send me addresses. And so what I do, if these 6 people don't send me an address from my Etsy store, I just pick somebody that's ordered something and I add it in, and they just get a surprise when they get their order from Etsy, because I will ship it to somebody else if I don't get a winner. So please email me your address. Like I said, within 24 hours, or I'll consider you don't want the seeds.
How long do you oven can flour? Don't we have a video on that?
Yes.
We have a video on that. You can go back and look in our playlist.
Because I do not remember.
We've done so many videos, I honestly don't remember exactly how long it was. We're still using our oven can flour from years ago. So, I mean...
Yeah, I did a bunch like 4 or 5 years ago. And then I don't have to do it again for a while. And once I get down my stash down, then I oven can more. But I don't want to keep too much for too many years. That I would say use it within 4 to 5 years. Don't just kind of rotate out. That's all I can tell
y'all. Joshua says he's using our footer pier process. He's putting up a nice one there. Do you have to worm your chickens before you butcher them? No. You don't have to worm your chickens before you butcher them. No.
Dawn asked for prayer for her son.
There's an unspoken from Florida Homesteader. I mean, guys, we see as many of them as we can.
Yeah, we just can't read everything in the chat, and we're sorry about that. We try. Between the two of us, we catch more comments, because when I'm talking, he's reading comments, and when he's talking, I'm reading the comments, and it helps. But sometimes the comments will be here, and about time you start reading it, it jumps, and we miss the rest of it. We see the beginning of it, and we never see the end of a comment. And so it's really hard for us sometimes, with as many as we have in chat, to see every comment. And we apologize.
Jay Moore says, oven cannon, I thought it was bad to put jars in an oven. No. You don't heat them screaming hot.
Yeah, it's like 180 degrees.
180 or 240.
Two something, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like right around 200 degrees. It's not, you just put them in there till the jars get good and hot, because you don't want to put,
Well, you heat the jars.
That's what makes it seal.
Yeah, but oven cannon flour, you heat the jars. Then you put your flour over in your room temperature flour over in the heated jars, and then you put them back in the oven for X amount. I don't even know, so don't quote me. You leave them in there for so long, And then when you take them out, you easily wipe the top so you don't have any flour on the top. And then you put your seal on. And as the jar cools, it sucks it down and automatically seals it. You don't put the lid on the jar till it comes out of the oven the last time.
Barbara Duckworth says, Mr. Danny, what is the year of your Farmall? It's a 1950 model.
Do you have to worm chickens before you process them?
I've already answered that one time. No, you do not have to worm chickens before you process them.
What is the Deep South email address?
deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com.
Okay. Somebody's saying 200 degrees for 1 hour. I was thinking that, but I couldn't say. Pray for Nanny Joyce.
Yeah, her heart problems.
Pray for Luke Story and his father. Hannah and a young lady having serious health problems.
Issues. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, we're done around 15 minutes past time here. And
Yeah.
guys, we're going to stay with us though in the future.
Wait, I do have something. I
Oh.
forgot. We need to show this. Miss Starla sent this. I have a collection of these going. And Miss Starla, this is a bluebird because we have Bluebird Farm. And I do need to mention Miss Elaine sent me a message here. I'm not going to show the front because it'll show her address. But it's on comfrey. So I've got to sit down and read. She sent a lot of good information on how to use comfrey for medicinal purposes and everything. So thank you, Miss Elaine.
Okay, have either of you written any books? Yes, I have several I've wrote over on our Etsy store, but they all do with gardening.
He has sweet potato manual, English pea manual, and carrot manuals on our Etsy store. I have a cookbook, but it is currently out right now. I have not ordered any more. So I have a couple of ebooks that are cookbooks. Just simple 6, 8, 10 recipes in each one. And it is on our Etsy store.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and pray. As Barbara said, Father has it sitting in a shed. I didn't get to see all the other that went with that, but I do see that.
What?
Okay. Father, we thank you so much for being so good for us here tonight. We've had a great night tonight. Time has flown by so fast tonight, and we really appreciate all the good people out here. And Father, I pray that as we try to help others out, Father, we're going to try to get some seeds sent out to some people so that with the coming problems in this country, I mean, we've done some thinking and some praying, and our subscribers are doing the same things. And Lord, they're sending us seeds to get out to everybody. We actually have more seeds coming from other companies and people. We're going to be trying to get as many seeds out as we can to as many people. And Father, it is our desire to see people have enough seed to be able to survive this coming apocalypse that's going to be in our country and around the world. It ain't just going to be in our country, it's the whole world. And Father, that is our desire. And Lord, we know the devil's been turned loose. We know he's running rampant. Him and his minions are running around, and Father, they're wreaking havoc upon our people here in this country. Lord, we ask tonight that you look at the chat and all the people that ask for prayer. I mean, we have our regulars on there that come on and Father, that ask for prayers. I know Mr. Ray, him and his wife who has lupus. I mean, they're praying, asking for prayers. Miss Nanny Joyce and her heart. These are people we know from personal experiences and stuff, Lord, and many, many others that's mentioned in here, Father. They have all kinds of problems. Some of them are asking for, to be able to get some property. And Lord, I'm praying that people can get property if they need it. Father, I pray you give them the property that they need and be able to get them there fast, because time is really running out. And Lord, we had, the one that, Father, didn't get the good news on her husband there. Joe Mama, Father, I've been there. I know what that feels like to be sitting at the doctor's office, and when they tell you, the bad news and that there's nothing that they can do for it. And Father, that's your heart just kind of sinks when that happens. And we pray for her and her husband and all the other ones here tonight that mentioned that they have health issues and physical issues, and the ones that's going into surgery. I pray for my daughter. She just come out of emergency surgery. Others had said they had emergency surgery happen, and they had to, trying to overcome it and get well from it. And I pray for healing for all them. And Father, my heart goes out to people that's got all kinds of issues going on. It's the devil, Lord. We know it's the devil. He's trying to destroy our bodies. And we just pray that we have victory over it, Father. I pray for healing for everybody here tonight who wanted it, whether it's physical, spiritual, financial, emotional, Lord, whatever kind of healing it is, whether it's suffering from depression, anxiety. Lord, I want healing for everybody, because as we go into this time period that we're fixing to go into, it ain't looking good. And I'm praying we all need to be at our best when we go into it. And I want to say thank you for the ones who have sent us pictures of the planets that's coming. People are actually getting photographs of these planets that's out there now on their phones, and they're sending them to us and saying, what is this? Why are we seeing this? And all I can say is, Father, I've tried to tell them these things are coming, and that we're fixing to see things we've never seen before. Our earth is fixing to go through things it's never been through before. And Father, I'm praying that you'll be kind and to the people, Lord. We know a lot of people's going to die from this, but we're praying that you'll spare your people, Lord, and let it be the old wicked people that have to be taken out in the world. Give us wisdom, give us power, give us knowledge, give us power over the enemy. Lord, we pray for the blessings of obedience. Lord, we pray that our finances may increase daily so that we're able to continue to live in this old world that you've given us here to live in. We ask all these things in thy name. Amen. Ooh, gotta get my eyes focused again here. I go looking at the chat thing here. I can't see nothing.
Yeah. Oh. All right, guys. We're going to try to get some stuff done. We have Mr. Mickey coming back in a couple of weeks, probably.
Yes, we got to do some video with Mr. Mickey this time, because I have a special videos I want to do with Mr. Mickey.
And that is Hills Mills Homestead.
Yeah, if you need
He's the one bringing our lumber for our barn.
If you need any lumber cut, and you're up around the Nashville area, the Tennessee area, over in that part of the country, North Mississippi, North Alabama, Southern Kentucky, all in there, y'all give Hills Mills a good call and tell Mr. Mickey that Deep South Homestead sent you, and buy wood from him, because Mr. Mickey's cutting #1 stuff out there for people, and he's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to him coming back. Wanda's still got a lot of staining to do.
Wanda still got, you ain't got a lot. You got a few boards to do, but that's about it.
Yeah.
We're almost through with everything
and when
you bought.
we get those done, Danny will have part of the back side of the barn done. And I'm going to be, I meant to do this last week and I didn't do it because I had so much going on. But I have pictures I'm going to be showing on Patreon. Danny's got the little calf thing. You've got it all. It's all done, isn't it? Except for cutting the door.
Well, the door's already cut. It's just screwed up there. All I got to do is just take it down and run them in there.
Yeah. And so we're going to show you the process, show what the barn looks like over on Patreon at some point, where he's got the baby calves and what all we've got set up to load them, because we will be loading some of them in the future. At least 3.
Yeah.
So that's kind of going to be...
Yes, it's furniture grade lumber, my friends. Mr. Mickey cuts some really good lumber.
Yes. What to do to build a house cabin on new land? If you have your own timber, cut it down.
Yeah, if you got your own timber, you can get a bandsaw brought in there. They can cut it up for you right there to build your own lumber. Your own cabin out of. If not, you may have to cut them down and take them to somewhere. Or
a lot of people go into barn dominiums, like we did our barn. You can get those cheaper than you can frame up a house.
Yes.
A lot of people go into that right now because it is a cheaper way. The problem comes when you finish the inside. Yeah. It's just going to cost you either way.
Yes. Mountain Creek Homestead says, do not comply with the powers to be, and I agree 100%.
Twisted Pony says, Danny has me wanting to
redo my barn.
The barn. Yeah.
We're taking our time with this barn. I mean, we bought most of our material for the barn. We're still, I mean, Mr. Mickey's the only thing that we're waiting on. Most all of our other material, we've bought a lot of it up.
You worked on it today.
I did. I'm working on a shelving system in it right now.
For the Cub tractor.
For the Cub tractor parts.
Everything about the Farmall barn is to do with the Farmall tractor.
Yeah.
He is thrilled to be able to work for it.
Yeah.
So he's going to have this thing all lined out. Hopefully, by the end of the year, we should have everything from his shop barn to the new animal barn leveled out. That's our goal. End of the year, you guys. Let's see if we can make it happen. Right?
Yeah, you have to make sure like Gene said, you make sure you check your area's building codes, because if you plan on getting insurance on anything, lots of times they will not allow you to use rough cut lumber in a house or a building and get insurance on it unless it's been kill dried. And Mr. Mickey does kill dry his.
Yes. Miss Starla says, any homesteading fairs in Wiggins this year? We are not planning on doing one, but I've not heard of anybody anywhere in this part of the country actually doing one. They do one in Florida. I think it was just a few weeks ago they did one in Florida. So I'm not sure if they're doing one later in the year. I don't know. In this area, I have no clue. I don't know.
Somebody's asking, what's a good homestead sawmill? I got 50 acres of pine and Douglas fir. I don't really know. I mean, I've done sawmilling before, but I've never owned a sawmill. I've helped people with them, and they always had the wood misers, the HD 40s, I believe it was, or something like that. But don't take my word for that now. You might ask Mr. Mickey. Mr. Mickey can tell you.
Okay. We got to go, guys. We appreciate y'all stopping in. And next week, we hope to be giving some more seeds away.
Next week, we are going to be giving some more seeds away, as far as I know.
Yep, we are. Y'all stay tuned.
So every Saturday night, if we got seeds, we're going to be giving seeds away.
Yep.
So thank y'all once again for staying here with us tonight. And thank you for being a part of our Saturday Night Lives, because, guys, it is very special to us to have you guys here. So we will see y'all, I guess you might say when.